So, Uncle, we know that the human mind has become very overdeveloped with a lot of rationality, and it has sometimes overlapped the superego. So, what do you think? How do we approach the rational mind so that they can come closer to divine?
Yeah. What I feel, I mean, rational mind must be an instrument, but it's an instrument that must be under our control. Like a horse, we cannot leave the horse untamed and wild, because otherwise we cannot control it. It can go anywhere without our command and control. So, what I feel, colleagues, for example, that are completely atheistic, they are so because they identify God with the religions. So I try to tell them that God has nothing to do with religion. And what I see is that many people are atheistic because they relate God to the religions of the world, which are completely distorted, and they are mostly of them doing exactly what the founders, doing exactly the contrary for the founders advice.
So, Uncle, we like to hear one of your most dearest experience with Sri Mataji, which you would like to share, which has stayed with you like a memory till date. One distinct, because you might have so many, but one which you do like to share with us.
Okay, I like one which was a small desire which I had, and this experience shows how Sri Mataji knows in detail the smallest things that happen inside ourselves, and our smallest desire. We were in New York and we were about to go to Kanajohari for the puja. And I knew Sri Mataji was leaving that afternoon. But I had no idea about what time she was leaving and from where. I mean, we were in a different place. So we left, it's about 5 hours drive. We stopped for snacks and so on. And I had a strong desire to be there and welcome Sri Mataji when she arrived. But I didn't mention this to anyone, not even to my wife. And then we stopped for snacks, and arrived in Kanajohari. So when I arrived there, I said to myself, I'm going to the Sri Mataji's house, not to the camp. So I drove to Sri Mataji's house, arrived there, I parked. It was perpendicular parking. And as soon as I parked and turned off the engine, I looked in the mirror and Sri Mataji's car was arriving. So I got out of the car, walked 10 meters, and Sri Mataji's car had just stopped. There was nobody there. I opened the door and welcomed Sri Mataji.
Wow.
So this, I mean, if it was 3 minutes later, I would have missed it. So only, so I didn't mention this to anyone. So she knew very precisely this desire which I had, and she let me fulfill it in a very nice way. So this is a concrete proof that she really knows everything that goes inside us.
Wow. So uncle, for the non-yogis, so how did you realize, like who are just starting in Sahaja Yoga, they might not have recognized Shri Mataji? Like, when was your time when you recognized that she was the one, she was the primordial mother and she was the creator? When did you get that feeling that she's God?
Yeah, when we started, because I have read many things that are supposed to be knowledgeable about this man. So I was questioning a lot the people who gave me realization. They are extremely patient and loving people. Then I think I didn't have an immediate recognition, conscious recognition. But anyway, I would meditate every day. This was March 6 March 1993, and this went up to June, when there was these people took us to the puja. And in this puja, it was not, Srimati was not physically present, but it was a puja that everyone, not only children, washed the feet. And when I washed the feet of Srimati, I felt tremendous vibration. And that puja was a turning point, because the whole night I could not sleep, and I felt the presence of Shri Ganesha telling me, you are no longer the same person. You are a different person. So that was turning point.
So we have seen the evolution of Sahaja Yoga to a point that today we can feel Param Chaitanya more and more. And, but we also see that there are some places there is some dilution of Sahaj values, Sahaj culture.
Yeah.
So, what is your suggestion and what is your say on this as to how we preserve our Sahaj culture, the culture of the spirit?
Okay, the most important point in the legacy of Shri Mataji is our connection with her at the Sahasrara. So she left the physical body with which we related in the past to our eyes and ears. And now the only connection we have to her is through our Sahasrara. So all problems in Sahaja Yoga occur because we stay in the Agya level. So the only solution to the problems that Sahaja Yoga has nowadays, and the only cause of the problems of Sahaja Yoga has, is the fact that we have one foot in the Agya and another in the Sahasrara. So if we insist in using the methods of the Agya and the instruments of the Agya, this is the source of all problems. And the solution to all problems, conversely, is to use the instruments of the Sahasrara. I think
So, what do you suggest for all the yogis as to some practical tips as to, because in the initial days the attention is sometimes very bulky, and there is not an introspective attention towards always watching your sastra. So do you have any practical tips which you did to, or which you still might practice, to always have attention on Mataji's feet?
Yeah, this is the depth and the quality of our daily meditation. That's the only thing that keeps us. Like a leaf is the only thing that keeps the leaf alive, is the connection to the tree. If we cut this connection, the leaf will die. So it's exactly the same. So this tells about the importance of our deep daily meditation, that we really keep contact with Srimati at the sunset. So we must be very attentive to make sure that this connection is well established, strong and healthy. I think this is the most important.
So meditation is the only solution for all the problems in Sahaja Yoga.
And meditation is the best cleansing technique, because if you, you can do foot soak, you can do many techniques, but they may give us the illusion that you are doing something. Everything is done through the connections. So this is the best cleansing technique.
To develop a strong sastra.
Yeah, to meditate, to be in the sense.
Thank you, Uncle. We felt a lot of joy speaking to you.
Thanks.
Just before we close, we would just like to know as to what would you like to share to all the yogis of the world who will listen to this, and so that we all collectively become stronger yogis and we all grow towards God's realization.
Okay, I would like to say that one of the problems, I think the worst problem we have, is the division in our collective. These divisions only occur because we are not there, in the sense that, because the difference that exists among us only manifests at the higher level. At the Sahasrara, there are no differences. We are all identical at the Sahasrara. So the divisions occur because we are not there all the time. So how can we attain yoga, which is the meaning of yoga is union, by having non-unified collectives? How can you tell Srimati, we have Sahaja Yoga A and Sahaja Yoga B? Who will dare to tell Srimati that I belong to Sahaja Yoga A, I belong to Sahaja Yoga B? So this is the worst threat to Sahaja Yoga. And again, the solution for it is to be in the Science. That's where we are all equal.
Thank you so much, Uncle, for spending some time. I think whomever will listen to this, they will really benefit.
Thank you.
And And the message we get from this conversation is we all should be with Mother connection at all the time, 24/7. So we can be in joy all over life.
Absolutely.
And not be either happy or sad.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you so much, Uncle.
Thank you.